Hi there, YouTube. It is I, the one, the only Naudia Exotica. And my neighbor just got arrested for selling drugs. Just a little tidbit for you. I wasn't even home all day and I come home to that information. I'm like, nice. But anyways, I want to just cut to the chase. This past week, I was sick, and I feel like that's how I'm gonna justify this. But I was like super contemplating quitting everything, including YouTube. Just because like I really feel like the burden and the stress of like being sick and just not being able to do anything, I was just like, damn. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like at first I'm like, oh, whatever, you know, like I'm just stuffy, allergies, whatever. But it really just was causing so much like headaches, and it was just a lot. There was just too much going on, to the point where I was just like ready to throw in the towel and not post anywhere and go completely rogue. Which is a pattern that I've broken, or at least I thought. I mean, I have to a degree. There's sometimes where people will just move really funky and like I don't like the way that they operate, and I'll just stop talking to them, even to this day. Or yeah, like I feel like that's kind of how it's still kind of prominent. But I used to just when the going gets tough, I would just completely nuke like any sort of social media. Doesn't matter how much, like, I don't know how many posts or pictures or anything like that, how much I was interacting with it. It didn't matter what numbers I had. I was ready to nuke it, and I would nuke it. I would just be like, done. So I kind of felt a little bit of that creeping back up. And I really think it had a lot to do with just being so emotionally drained and physically drained. That soup eating video, oh my gosh, like after that was when like the sickness got so to be a lot. Like it just got so overwhelming, and I could barely do any readings, and it was a lot. So I'm feeling top tier now. I was a little stuffy still yesterday, but overall like feeling amazing. I mean, even the day before, like this whole weekend I was feeling great. I think I stopped feeling really bad Thursday of last week. That was when I was like, okay, you know, like I can breathe through my fucking nose again somewhat, and not having these reoccurring headaches, and I don't feel disgusting. So I feel good. Tonight/today, this stuffiness is like pretty much almost gone. So that means I can sing again because I have that EP. But let me tell you what. I believe it was right before the pay period ended on my psychic hotline. And they pay the first, wait, how do they pay? The 1st and the 15th of the month. Sometimes like a few days after. So it was like I want to say like a few days before the pay period ended. So maybe the 29th, 30th, when a wonderful godsend approached me, and I needed it so bad. But let me just say, like, excuse me, sir, do you mind? I'm like at the very tail end, hopefully, of this whole escapade or conquest of saving for a good used car. Okay, a used car that doesn't necessarily have to be pretty, but works. Okay, like I'm almost there. And so this really helped me out so much. Okay, so I overall spent 3.5 hours on the phone with somebody who was just like a kindred spirit. I heard this like very thick Bulgarian accent at first, and I was like, oh my gosh. And the reason why we had hit it off initially was like, she was like, oh, I saw your name and picture and I absolutely needed to get a reading with you. And I was like, oh, bet, you know? So we before even like diving into her situation, she was very apprehensive at first. But then like we got to talking, and like just the way that our dynamic was, it made it so easy for her to just disclose to me what exactly was going on. And I felt so near and dear to her situation. It's not even funny. And I was just like extremely understanding and just fluid. I don't know how to explain it other than like it felt like we were long-term friends, but we had just gotten back into contact with one another. Like we were back connected. It was so strange but amazing. So we had spent like 3.5 hours on the phone, and she had came at a time that I desperately like just needed her to. And I was just floored, honestly, to get that much time on the phone in before the pay period ended. Amazing. So I had talked to her that day, and lo and behold, because we had talked, I think it was like we'd started, initially it was for a full hour around like 12 or 1. And then I get a call back from her because she's like, I'm at the airport, I'm, you know, I'm gonna call you back. So she called me back, and we were on the phone for another 2.5 hours. And I didn't think I would hear back from her so soon, but I believe it was the first that she had hit me back and kept me on the phone for an hour again. I'm like, oh my gosh, you have no idea how much you're helping me out so much right now. So if you see me pop up with a new car, she helped me out so fucking much. And I wish I could say her name, but I just don't want to. But it's a beautiful name. And I owe it to her mainly. Shit. And of course the horny men, of course. But I really fucking needed it, and I felt like, okay, you know, this is kind of giving me more motivation to just keep things afloat and just not go ghost. I don't know what got into me. I was just like so self-deprecating and defeated. I was just like, it doesn't even matter, you know, all these things. Not that I was going to act on impulse, because seriously, I knew that it was just a passing thought, but I was just like, damn, fuck this, you know, and thinking about, like, I do all these things, and for what, you know, it doesn't even matter, like, no one really genuinely cares, and all these things, and, you know, these very, like, critical thoughts of my own, and I'm just like, nah, like, none of that holds any truth, no merit, nothing, like, I'm just in my feelings because I'm sick as a dog. So since then, I've just been working. There was one day when I really started to kick up and felt like so much better that I cleaned my entire office. Now it doesn't look like a jewelry hoarder's cave. It looks like an actual office, and I've been doing my readings there, and it's nice to have everything all set up really nicely. And it just felt good. So especially because like for the longest I was doing readings in my room, and it's like I feel like I was kind of taking that energy, you know, and just keeping it. It was just residual, and now it's a completely separate area outside of my room, and it just feels good. So that feels lovely. I have a little office again. And then on top of that, I've been on webcam on and off here, and that's been really good because I'm down to the bitter end here where I'm going to fucking get a car. August, this month, I will end the month with a car. So I'm very ecstatic about that, especially because the first thing I'm going to do is go back to my sister's. Especially because I have so many new friends over there, and it makes me so happy, and it's just so awesome. So I'm excited. Okay, I haven't done any more work on my EP because of how nasally and congested I've been, so now I can actually do that. I have a sneaking suspicion that wasn't just a common cold. I'm pretty sure it was corona, because it just lingered so weird, and it was probably one of the worst nights after that soup eating videos where for just a night, it didn't even linger, but just a night, I felt like I couldn't smell or taste anything. And then I fell asleep, woke back up, and I could. So I don't know. All I do know is I'm back, and I'm ready to fucking flex that hustle muscle, bitch. I'm so ready, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. You know, I don't give a shit if my videos only get 100, 200 views. I don't give a damn. It is what it is. What matters is that the art's getting put out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and there will be another one soon. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or video requests, feel free to email me. My email is naudiaexotica@gmail.com. Follow all my links at naudiaexotica.com. And also don't forget to read my blog, which is naudiascuriotrove.com. Become a member today by clicking the first link in the description, and also shop Bohemian Chic at exoticamob.com. I'm hoping to have some new products up soon. I'm prioritizing, you know. I'm like really trying to get this fucking car. But I have a concept for something new that I'm kind of excited about. So anyway, and until the next video, you will be hearing from me very, very soon.